for the defenses that still got to play them.
Should say, though, the rookie Scott Flory is back in now at right guard for Mike Sutherland. Flory's been there most of the year because of the Sutherland injury problems. Pringle again, and the yardage is tough up the gut against this Argo defense.
Well, Flory started the first 5 weeks of the season at right guard, and that was, as you say, because Sutherland broke a bone in his snapping hand in the first play of training camp, and it was a great move for Brian Chu being able to go over to center, where he's quickly and quietly established himself as one of the premier centers in the league. He's got great quickness, maybe a little undersized for the guard position, but a fantastic find for center.
Calvillo calling the play at the line, 2nd and 7. Alexander again, a little tough pass. Kevin Alexander, tough man to bring down, took some punishment, but another Montreal first down, and Alexander sending a little message here.
Chris, I couldn't put it any better. That's what he's actually doing. He knows that it's a battle between him and Brownie to play next, in the Eastern Final. And right now, he is making a case for himself. 4th catch of the afternoon, just finding a little opening right in front of Byron Capers, makes the catch, and it's what he does after he catches the football that's really going to excite the coaching staff.
Alfonso Browning may be saying, give me the ball and I'll show you something too. First down for the Alouettes. Pringle, the lone setback, gets the handoff, and again is nailed as he hits the line. And at the bottom of the pile, Johnny Scott.
Well, the linebackers of Toronto are playing so tight to the line of scrimmage. Tiggle, Glenn Young, the last 2 games that these 2 teams met, the 3 linebackers, Young, Tiggle, and Martavius Houston, accounted for 31 tackles. So you know they're very much going to be in this football game.
Barring the penalty, the final play of the first quarter. And it's 2nd and 11. Pringle lost a yard. Glenn Young on the blitz. The ball to Alexander. Cuts back. Kevin Alexander still going. And dropped at the 21. He'll be close to another first down. They'll have to measure it when they change ends, because that's the final play of the opening quarter here in Montreal, where the Argonauts and the Alouettes are scoreless. Back in Montreal, getting ready for the second quarter. Kevin Alexander off to a great start in this season finale.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's making a case for himself right now. 5 receptions, 65 yards, and I mean, he's doing a nice job of finding the open spot. But watch when Calvillo throws this football. I mean, freeze it right there. Now look at how wide open. There's nobody around him. This is just a good job of disguising yourself, almost blending in with the turf, getting open, and obviously Calvillo finding the opening man and getting the football to him.
Needed 11, got 11, and another first down for the Alouettes. Down to the Toronto 21. AC back to pass, looking in the end zone, and again looking for 88. This time overthrows the intended receiver.
Well, he overthrew him, and the big thing was there was good coverage on the play by Byron Capers. Take a look at the first quarter stats. Nothing happened offensively for Toronto in that first quarter. Montreal quietly 7 first downs, 106 yards passing, 18 yards rushing, which is a little bit of surprise. Pringle's carrying the ball a few times. Net yards 124 to only 19 for Toronto.
2nd and 10. Second time in the game the Alouettes have been deep into Toronto territory. Time for Calvillo, now steps up and down by Fred Perry.
Well, nice job in the secondary of Toronto covering the receivers, forcing Calvillo to pull that football down and try to get something with the run. Now he gets up and he kind of shakes his foot a little bit, almost like he's trying to shake off a little hit, but and that's one of the things, if you're Charlie Taft, you do not want to see that happen right now. You do not want to see your starting quarterback take any unnecessary shots in this football game.
Terry Baker tied a career high last week with 7 field goals, including 4 from over 40 yards, but he missed the final one. and it cost the Alouettes a victory in Calgary. That splits the uprights. And Terry Baker has opened the scoring. Here in Montreal, it's 3-0 Alouettes. The University of New Hampshire marching band adding to the color of the proceedings at a jam-packed McGill Stadium today. No one stayed home because this game does not impact on the final standings in the East. The Alouettes once again will host the Eastern Final, and they have the lead here, 3-0. Early in the second quarter as the Argos try to get their offense on track, and Kerwin Bell unable to hook up with Andrew English on that first down play.
Well, nice job of protection, allowing Kerwin Bell to get the time needed to try to complete this pass, but he just seems to be way off the mark. Little miscommunication between him and the receiver. 64, 65 Annunziato, 64 out there. Jude St. John, they're all doing a good job out there.
Well, it has been an ever-changing offensive line for the Argos this season, but it has stabilized in recent weeks.
They picked up 3 guys I think really solidified this line. Morgan, Annunziato, and Jerry Krafts.
2nd and 10 over the middle, a completion short of a first down, as Andre Kerwan has his first catch of the game, but the Argos still are forced to punt.
Well, the last time these 2 guys played, Kerwan was the busiest receiver with 6 receptions. Pulls up one right now, but look at that. Jenkins staying in there, maximum protection. Keep your running back in there, help the offensive line. Nice job. Great throwing lane for Kerwin Bell.
There's Winston October, 56 yards short of Johnny Rogers' team record in punt returns for a single season coming into this game. And again, he'd missed the last 3 with a hamstring injury.
And Chris, he only needed 9 punt returns to also set an Alouette record, Johnny Rogers record for most punt returns in a season.
And a time count violation will be taken against the Argos. Didn't seem to be comfortable with the alignment there, as the Alouettes may have had a block on.
You know, that's a good play right there. Never snap it if there's any question about who you got, especially when the defense is starting to shift on the go.
Now they're set, and the left footer line drive kick got to October in a hurry, and here he comes. Dropped the ball, and Brad Elberg comes up with it. Brad Elberg, the hero last week, with the hit on Albert Johnson III in the end zone for the decisive point, comes up with the loose ball after the fumble by October.
Well, Elberg has been everywhere for these Argonauts. You can see right there the ball. Raposo tries to hit him. 24 gets in there. Dunbrack, number 70. Ball comes loose. Brad Elberg, number 3. Johnny on the spot with a key recovery for these Toronto Argonauts. It's going to try and find a little opening. Ball comes through. And you can see at the bottom of the pile, Brendan Ayamadeo claimed off waivers the practice roster of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, who did not want to lose this special teams demon.
Jenkins' most productive carry of the game takes the football down to the 27, an Argonaut first down. Elberg called last week's play the biggest one he'd ever made in football. And for the time, it looked like it gave the Argos a shot at the postseason.
It was a phenomenal play by him to get down and sell out. That's what he actually did. He sold his whole body out, tackling a very dangerous receiver, Albert Johnson III.
Here's Jenkins, left side. Michael Jenkins down to the 10-yard line. And now we're seeing what has enthused the head coach so much about his young running back.
Well, one of the things you got to like about Penball, Coach Clemens, the fact is he says our running game is a commitment, not an idea. We're not just going to run with it a couple times, we get stuffed, abandon it. We're going to stay with it. And you're going to see the benefits of that by Michael Jenkins, and we just saw it right there. He's going to break them.
In the 4 games this year, he's rushed for 100 yards. The Argos have won. Jenkins again, and this time Stephon Reed got a piece of him. Kelly Wiltshire from the outside linebacker position came up to make the tackle.
A nice job of opening initially a hole for him right there. He's going to go right now. He cuts it back right there. Eludes a tackle of Philly on. But Stephon Reed, he comes over, number 47, and puts the finishing touches on him.
One of the great things about Clements, he says, I'd love to see him get 1,000. And you know, I never got 1,000-yard rushing in the league.
Which is an amazing thing when we think about it, because he's done just about everything else he wanted to.
Second down and goal, and they dump it off across the middle, and it'll come up short. Kerwin a yard short of the goal line.
You know, and Andre Kerr was just happy that he hang on to the football on the 1-yard line. You can remember last week against Winnipeg, gets the ball at the 1-yard line, gets rocked, and fumbles the football.
So it'll be 3rd and goal for the Argonauts. And in a situation like this, no question, is it?
Absolutely. Bringing the big boys, bringing the battleship, number 34, Tony Burse, and just take it to the bank.
If Pinball had Louis Pisaglia, he could get him to sneak it over.
What a great way for him to end his last home game.
Our congratulations to Louis. 3rd and goal. Full house backfield, and Tony Burse is into the end zone. Touchdown, Argonauts.
Well, that's just a nice job, 34. I mean, when he gets it, he doesn't carry the ball a whole lot. He's basically the blocking back. That's his 23rd carry, and 2nd rushing touchdown. But, I mean, he just loves to be back in the limelight, playing right now. Get behind the big boys like that. Will not be denied. Finds the hole, just give him a little seam. That seems kind of ironic, almost like an oxymoron for a big man like him, but he just needs a crack, and he's going to score.
First touchdown for the Argonauts this season against the Alouettes. Couple of lopsided defeats in July. The extra point is good, and Burse has put the Argonauts on top after the fumble by October. The Argos punch it in for the first major.
Do rich people do? The Edmonton Art Gallery proudly presents Eyewitness, a multimedia exploration of First Nations culture and community, featuring new works from some of Canada's leading Aboriginal artists. Contact the Edmonton Art Gallery for details.
Chris, you talked about the Argonauts' commitment to the run, and not just Michael Jenkins, but the return of Tony Burse certainly bolsters that running attack.
Oh, absolutely. Plus his locker room presence. He's just a great team guy.
I remember when he eyed you on the sidelines last year, and he'll take on anybody, even the big man. Here's Thomas Haskins up over the 35-yard line and spins to the 40. Good return for the exciting Thomas Haskins, who will likely be showcased offensively in the second half for Montreal. Take another look at the scoring drive by the Argonauts after the fumble recovery.
Well, this is a key play, obviously. Michael Jenkins off the left side. Great big run, and of course the swing pass over the middle. Andre Kerwin down to the 1, and of course finished off by the big man Tony Burse in a 1-yard plunge.
5 plays, 39 yards, capped by the Burse touchdown. Michael Jenkins in that pile. Now Calvillo. You know Pringle's anxious to get it going. He's nailed over the 45, and Pringle has 6. In 10 previous meetings against the Toronto Argonauts, he has 7 100 rushing yard games. But so far it's Jenkins who's done the most damage today.
Well, we told you he's the up-and-comer. I mean, he is the heir apparent to Mike Pringle. I mean, he's just getting the job done right now. But you know what? You can forget those numbers, because you know Mike Pringle's going to bust one, and he's just going to keep on rolling.
2nd and 5. Calvillo looks to the far sidelines, and Tyree Davis tiptoes out, and they're saying no catch.
Well, not only that, Chris, but I'll tell you what, behind the scenes, Fred, bam! Johnny Scott, 72, has laid a licking on Cavill, and I mean, I'm thinking right now, he's pulled. I'm the quarterback, I'm taking him out. Number 72 just going to work it against Vercheval, drives him down to the ground. I remember when we're in this weather now, you're in November, this field is not as soft or as forgiving as it is in July when it's a lot warmer out.
It's the last thing you want to see for the Alouettes today. Just like the last thing for BC last night was to see Alfred Jackson on the sidelines. And was that Charlie Taft saying the afternoon's over for AC?
Well, I tell you, if you need a reminder, I think that's it right there.
Baker punts it away, and this is a towering, booming punt. Adrian Smith back into the end zone, and he'll put a knee down. What a kick by Terry Baker, 83 yards.
And that's that beats his previous best of 75. And see Cavillo right there talking to the trainers.
Stanley Jackson is already warming up. The Ohio State product we expect will be back in. So we thought Calvillo would go a half. He may be done with 8:31 to go in this second quarter.
Chris, he's taken 2 shots already. You're not going to play that magic number 3 right now. You're going to pull him right now. Put your second stringer in there, Stanley Jackson. They really like this kid, as you say, out of Ohio State. Got a lot of talent. Get him some playing time.
Argos take over at their own 35-yard line. Daryl Mitchell's got his hands on the ball for the first time today, and now 6 catches short of 100. 7-4 the Argos lead after that 83-yard punt by Baker.
Well, it's just a swing pass. All we're going to do is we're going to put 87 out there. Get him on the run, because he's got such great open field running ability once he catches the football. But it's amazing. All the games we've covered Toronto, the games they really do well early is the games they've gone to Daryl Mitchell early. The games they struggle is the games where they forget about number 87. And as you say, that's the first time they've actually been thrown a football in number 87's direction.
Got 6, it's 2nd and 4. Play action over the middle, and a completion and a first down, and it's Mitchell again. And that's what the Argos were saying the other day when we chatted with them, that their offense is pretty simple. If you can showcase Jenkins and Mitchell, use those weapons, they'll be successful.
Well, I mean, this is smart. He just finds himself, look, he just works his way around the linebacker, and actually defensive lineman Jason Richards, 93, is the one that makes the tackle, but that's just smart, field smarts. Mitchell knowing where he has to go to get the first down, sitting down in the open and catching the football.
95 catches on the year, 16 touchdowns. And here's Jenkins trying to kick it outside, and Michael Jenkins explodes for another first down.
Absolutely, Chris. And Swiftburch, number 90, he figures he's got the angle on him. He goes, he says, you know what, I got him in my sights. And all of a sudden, number 27 puts it in another gear and just passes him. Number 90's coming. Now, he's got him. All of a sudden, look at that speed. Little burst around the corner, actually outruns 2 Montreal defenders.
So Jenkins is over 900 yards, 52 for the day. First down. And the Argos down to the 45-yard line.
And Jenkins being right now, as you say, with 52 yards now, he's only 76 yards away from that magic mark of 1,000 yards. And it's amazing when you say 1,000 yards, and yet Pringle, that's nothing to him.
Absolutely. He redefined the standard. 1,000-yard season was the mark of excellence in this league. Mike Pringle has been over 1,500 yards 6 times.
Well, and absolutely, you look at like a guy like yesterday, Sean Millington got 1,000 yards with BC. Excited about it. Offensive line coming over, congratulate him. Man.
There's an interception. Kerwin Bell picked off by the rookie Alfonso Roundtree, who gets the start today. Place of the injured Baron Miles. That snuffs an Argo drive. Alouettes get the ball back, trailing by 3.
I've always been setting my wife.
We've got a story about how Sony created a grassroots craze for a boy band. This is a band that's never performed, though. Doesn't have a CD yet.
Yeah, that's the best part of it.
Undercurrents tonight on CBC.
Alfonso Roundtree, a reserve DB, comes up with his second pick of the year.
Well, you know what? It was executed perfectly. This is just a play action. He's going to come around right here. Now he gets to the outside. Everybody reads the running back. Now he gets to the outside, throws the football, but look at this. It's a poorly thrown ball. Behind the intended receiver, Daryl Mitchell. You got to throw it ahead of the receiver when you're going on an out-of-bounds pass like that.
And look who's back into the game as we join Mark Lee.
Chris, Anthony Calvillo staying in the game. He banged up his left shoulder and was winded, but not enough to keep him out.
Well, Chris told you last week he didn't want to come out of the game against Calgary, and he's not coming out after one hit from Johnny Scott today.
You know what? He's a tough guy. This guy, he doesn't know the word of fear right now. And I know that he's saying there's no way that I'm going to leave the game after I got smoked by Johnny Scott, because I'm not having anybody tell me they forced me out of this football game.
But you know, yesterday Charlie Tapp talked about we want to win the game, but we want to be smart too, because we can't afford an injury. And it's a fine line here.
Oh, absolutely. But they also wanted to execute. They haven't really executed except for the passing of Calvillo to Alexander.
2nd and 6. He looks downfield and is unable to hook up with Alfonso Browning. The other half of that slot back equation we've been talking about. And this time he misses an open receiver. That was what he was so disappointed with last week.
Well, and rightly so. This time he has him right. You know what? Alfonso Browning, nice job of bringing it back into the middle. They bring it into the middle. He's wide open, as you say, ahead of Adrian Smith. But the ball just cannot find him right there. Look at the protection. Everybody's coming. They're bringing the linebackers. Tiggle, Donovan Carter, picked up by that big offensive line, but cannot click at the other end of it.
In this second quarter, the Argonauts with 5 first downs. The Alouettes have not managed one. Baker, not nearly as dangerous as that 83-yarder, and Adrian Smith on one hop, and immediately brought down. Great downfield pursuit. Matt Petz was the man leading them downfield, the rookie out of Wake Forest and a product of Windsor, Ontario, as we join Mark.
Thank you, Chris. This was the scene just before kickoff here at Molson Stadium as Michael Souls, number 22, his game jersey was unveiled in a nice frame and handed to the member of the Alouette alumni, now packing it in after 4 seasons here with this Montreal club, and of course the Eskimos before that. Mike, it must be nice to get out of bed without a bad back.
It's you know what, I was always dreading retirement, and it's been a lot better than I thought it was going to be. So I'm spoiled because I come to the games all the time. I get to be around the guys, which is what you end up missing the most. So I feel I'm real happy, and it's working out real well.
Mike, you suffered through those 4 Eastern Division final defeats with this Montreal team. People in the stadium are saying this has got to be Montreal's year. Finally, what do you think?
Well, I think it probably is. But, you know, one thing about CFL football, we keep it awfully exciting, and it's unfortunately in the playoffs, as I've told myself a couple of times, trying to fall asleep at night, is that it is just one game. And so if, you know, one of the teams that Montreal's going to have to face in the Eastern final comes up with a great game, it's, you know, it could be back to the drawing board again. But I think this year we're definitely the team of destiny.
Mike, thanks for your time. Nice to see you again.
Thanks very much.
Chris?
Michael Jenkins gets the ball again, and he is chewing up the yards up to midfield before Swift Birch tracks him down, but back-to-back runs by a 27 who's looking like a guy that wears 27 in red.
Well, absolutely. He is doing the shining here today. Just a great job of the offensive line, pulling the backside guard, number 66, coming around. Look at that right in your screen. Jude St. John with a big seal block, allowing him to get to the outside. And this guy, I mean, look at downfield. Look at Kerwin on Washington. Everybody's doing their job. Swift Birch having to come all the way over from the other side to make the tackle.
Already 82 yards, 46 away from 1,000. There's a completion to Tyrone Brown, and another first down for the Argonauts. And Stefan Reed finally takes Brown to the turf after his first catch. But the story of the afternoon offensively for the Argonauts is this man.
Well, he's getting it done today. I mean, whoa. 954 yards in a season, 2 touchdowns.
9 carries, 82 yards today.
46 yards away from that magic mark.
First down, Toronto. Just under 3 minutes to go in the first half. Jenkins again. Swiftbert's there to stop him close to the line of scrimmage. So the 3-minute warning now being given to both benches as we back at Percival Molson Stadium in Montreal, where the Alouettes have lost just once this year to the Hamilton Tiger Cats back in September. The Argonauts have been a pretty good road team, 4-4. They're also 500 against the East. 6-10-1 on the year, though, as Pinball said, we were held hostage by that 1-6-1 start. Kerwin Bell calling an audible on 2nd and 10, and now flags fly.
Well, that's one of the things we want to get your offensive line and your offensive unit on the line of scrimmage as soon as possible to allow you every second if you have to check off or call an audible.
It was a time count violation.
Procedure. Toronto number 62. Still 2nd down.
Excuse me. It was procedure. They'd run out of time as well.
Well, I'm with you, big man. It could have went either way.
And in any event, it's 2nd and 15. Dwayne Morgan called, and again, whoops, that ball snapped while Bell was checking off. And fortunately, Jenkins gets on the ball. There are flags on the field. And we are seeing signs of an Argo offense that...
Well, you know, they started to come back a little bit. This first quarter.